Fulani herdsmen invade Enugu community, kill farmer, Machete others. And honestly, hearing that kind of news again is something that leaves everyone asking, when will this stop? According to reports coming from Enugu, the community is still in shock. Imagine people were just going about their daily activities, farming like they do every morning, when suddenly things turned chaotic. A group of suspected herdsmen reportedly entered the village farmland area, and before anyone could understand what was happening, a local farmer was attacked. Others nearby were also injured, some badly. You can only imagine the confusion, the shouting, and the fear that must have spread through that community at that moment. People started running for their lives, calling for help, while others were trying to carry the injured to safety. The man who lost his life was said to be a well-known farmer, a calm, hard-working person who didn't have issues with anyone. His death has left the entire community heartbroken. Now, this is not the first time we're hearing of something like this happening in Enugu. In fact, many people are saying they've been warning the government for a while about strange movements around their farmlands. Community leaders have been calling for better security, saying that their people can no longer go to the farm without fear. And truly, how can anyone focus on planting or harvesting when they're scared something might happen at any time? If you're watching this right now, please, before we go on, just take 1 second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep telling these stories and raising awareness about what's happening in our communities. Now, back to the gist. Eyewitnesses said the attack happened early in the morning. The victims were already at work on their farms when the attackers came. Some people nearby heard cries and rushed to the scene, but by the time they got there, the attackers had already disappeared into the nearby bushes. That's what makes it even more painful. They came, did what they did, and vanished. The police have reportedly been informed and security patrols have been sent to the area, but residents are saying they need more than just temporary patrols. They want lasting protection. They want peace. One of the elders reportedly told journalists that they can't keep burying young men who only went to their farms to feed their families. And that's the truth. Every time this happens, it's not just one life lost. It's a family broken, a community shaken, and food supply affected. Another sad part of this story is how people who were injured are now in the hospital, some battling to recover. Locals are gathering to support them with food and care, but you can feel the fear in the air. Nobody knows if it might happen again. And this is where the big question comes in. How did we get here? How did Nigeria get to a point where going to your farm, something that used to be so normal, now feels like taking a risk? It's heartbreaking. Enugu used to be known for peace and calm. People there are known for minding their business and working hard. But in recent years, the rise of these attacks has changed everything. And this is not only about Enugu. This same story is repeating itself in other states. Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, parts of Kaduna, even down south. Farmers are scared, herdsmen are scared, and somehow no one feels safe. Let's also remember something important. Not every Fulani person is part of these violent acts. Many are peaceful herders who just want to graze their animals and live normally. So we have to separate the criminals from the innocent people. That's what the government should do, find those responsible and make sure they face justice while protecting those who are peaceful. Please, if you're just joining or you're watching till this point, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot and it keeps you updated whenever new stories like this drop. Now, after this incident, there have been several reactions. The youth in the community reportedly gathered, demanding stronger security presence. Some even started night patrols to guard their people, especially because this kind of thing usually happens early morning or late evening. You can feel the anger, but also the sadness. People are tired. They want to farm in peace. They don't want to keep living like they're in danger all the time. Some community leaders have reached out to the state government, urging the governor to take quick action. They want military patrols around the border areas of Enugu and neighboring states to stop people from crossing in with weapons. They're also asking for surveillance, maybe even drones, to help track movements around those forest zones. Because let's be honest, many of these attacks happen in remote areas where there's little to no police presence. And when you look at it closely, it's not just about this one farmer who lost his life. It's a reflection of how serious rural insecurity has become in Nigeria. Farmers are afraid to farm, which means food prices go up. That affects every one of us, from the big cities to the villages. It's all connected. If you're watching and you've ever had someone close to you affected by something like this, you know how painful it is. And that's why we need to keep talking about it calmly but firmly, until something changes. Now, in some communities, people have started forming local vigilante groups to watch over their farmlands. But there's a challenge. These groups often lack proper training or equipment. They are brave, yes, but they also need government support to avoid becoming targets themselves. Please again, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It really helps to spread awareness about stories that matter to us all. Now, some people are asking, what could have caused this particular attack? Was it a misunderstanding between farmers and herders? Was it a planned invasion? Nobody can say for sure yet, but from past experiences, it often starts with small issues like cows grazing on someone's crops, and then it escalates into violence. And unfortunately, innocent people end up paying the price. It's so sad because farmers and herders used to live peacefully side by side years ago. Many communities even traded goods and helped each other. But over time, as population grew and land became scarce, tension increased. Add to that poor security, and now every misunderstanding can easily turn deadly. The federal government, the state, and local leaders all need to work together now. They need to address this problem from the roots. Security alone won't solve it. We need dialogue, clear boundaries, and fairness for both sides. And for everyone watching, what do you think should be done? Do you think community policing will work, or do we need something bigger, like national security reforms? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. After the attack, the entire Enugu community was thrown into mourning. People gathered in groups, talking about what happened, crying, praying, and wondering what the future holds. You could see the pain on everyone's faces. The farmer who lost his life wasn't just any man. He was a father, a husband, a brother, and a friend to many. The villagers said he was someone who helped others, always ready to lend a hand when it came to community work. Losing a person like that is not just about one life. It's like a hole left in the heart of the whole town. As news of the attack spread, nearby communities started getting tense too. People became more watchful, more alert. Some families refused to send their children to the farms that week, afraid something else might happen. And that's how fear starts spreading one village after another. The local leaders, especially the elders, held a meeting. They invited youth leaders, women leaders, and security representatives. Their goal was to calm everyone down and prevent any retaliation or panic. One of the elders reportedly said something very emotional. He said, "If we allow anger to control us, we'll only bring more pain. What we need now is unity and wisdom." And truly, he was right. But people also feel tired. They say this kind of thing has been happening again and again. First it's one person, then two, then suddenly it's a whole group. They want more than promises this time. They want real action. Now, the police have stepped in, saying they are investigating. They visited the scene, spoken to families, and promised to track down whoever is responsible. The governor too has reportedly called for calm and urged the security agencies to strengthen patrols across rural parts of Enugu State. But residents are saying, we've heard that before. And that's the sad part. Many people have lost faith that things will actually change. Please, if you're still watching, take a quick moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps so much. Every time you like or comment, YouTube recommends it to more people, so these stories can reach those in power and maybe, just maybe, make a difference. Now, what's really interesting is that some local youth groups are stepping up. They're organizing community patrols, especially around the farmland areas. Some of them even take turns watching at night. But again, they're doing it with very little support. They don't have modern equipment, just flashlights, whistles, and courage. Still, that courage means a lot. It shows how people are willing to protect their homes, even when they feel abandoned. Another part of this gist that touches the heart is how neighboring communities have started sending messages of solidarity. Some have sent food and financial help to the affected family. It's beautiful to see Nigerians standing together, even in times of pain. That's one thing about us. When tragedy happens, we still come together to comfort one another. But beyond sympathy, people want justice. They want to see arrests. They want to know that those responsible will never do it again. And that's where the real test lies. Because in many similar cases, arrests are made, but later, nothing happens. That's what makes people lose trust. Now let's talk about how this kind of thing affects farming generally. When fear drives people away from the farms, harvest drops. When harvest drops, food prices rise, and we all feel it. You go to the market, and the price of rice, beans, or yam has gone up. It's all connected. So, These attacks are not just about villages or remote places. They affect everyone, even in the cities. And honestly, when we look at what's happening, you realize it's deeper than just one community being attacked. It's part of a bigger challenge in Nigeria, the struggle for land, security, and peace. But the solution can't come from one side alone. Both farmers and herders need protection, fairness, and clear rules that prevent clashes. Please again, if you haven't liked the video yet, kindly do so now and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us continue to bring stories like this your way. Now, some security experts have been talking about how this issue could be handled. They suggest setting up community peace committees, groups that include both farmers and herders, so whenever there's tension, they can talk before it turns violent. Others suggest more investment in rural policing and technology, things like drone surveillance and communication radios in remote areas. But the truth is, technology can't replace humanity. What's missing is trust. Communities have to trust that when they report a threat, help will actually come on time. Meanwhile, the affected family in Enugu is planning the burial of the farmer. People from across the area are preparing to attend. It's going to be emotional. From what people are saying, the man was loved by many. He was known for helping young farmers with seedlings and sharing his tools. Losing someone like that is like losing part of the heart of the community. And yet, life has to go on. That's what makes these stories so heartbreaking. People cry today, and tomorrow they still have to go back to the same farms where tragedy struck. That kind of fear can't be easy to live with. If you've reached this point in the gist, thank you so much. You're the reason we do this, to make sure these voices are heard. Please again, like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's continue to raise awareness together. Now, what's interesting is that other regions are watching how Enugu handles this. If the government takes strong action and restores peace there, it could send a powerful message across the country that rural lives matter just as much as city lives. The question now is, will this be the turning point? Will this tragedy finally make leaders take rural security seriously? Nigerians are watching and hoping.